You need to be eating 1 pound of ground beef every single day. Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 daily requirements you need to follow every single day if you want to make sure that you're getting the right amounts of the most nutritious foods on the planet so that you can boost your hormones, your brain function, feel amazing, boost your muscle growth, tons of benefits if you just follow these 3 daily requirements. And the first is a pound of ground beef. Now, that might sound crazy, all right, but we know red meat is the most nutritious food on the planet, right? You know that. The more you eat of it, the better. Now, this could say 1 pound of steak, right? But if you're rich, unless you're rich, you can't afford steak, a whole pound of steak every day. Ground beef is going to be the cheapest way to get a ton of red meat, and the nutrients are the same, right? You're still going to get a ton of nutrients, a ton of saturated fat and protein, and a little bit of cholesterol too. So these are all going to boost your testosterone, your muscle growth, your brain function. Red meat benefits every part of your brain, of your body. It's the most nutritious food, all right? Now, a pound of ground beef, you can eat this in one sitting, all right? Don't think you can't. Don't limit yourself and say, oh, you know, I'll just have half a pound of ground beef for breakfast. No, or for lunch. You can eat a whole pound in one sitting. I used to think that I couldn't, and now I do every single day. So what I'll do is I'll wake up, I'll have a pound of ground beef in burgers, so just take a pound, measure it out, put it into balls, and then smash it down on a pan. You can stack 3 or 4 of those, get a pound in easily, all right? It's cheap, it's effective, and if you can't afford grass-fed either, just get the regular ground beef, all right? It's going to be 100 times better than any, junk or any other food that isn't as nutrient-dense as ground beef. It's better to get grain-fed beef than, anything else if you can't afford grass-fed. So focus on a pound of ground beef every single day. The second requirement, this also sounds a little crazy. 10 eggs. Double digits of eggs. This might sound crazy too. A pound of ground beef, 10 eggs. But we know eggs, again, eggs are the second most nutritious food behind red meat. They have so many micronutrients, basically the whole alphabet, A through Z of micronutrients, all right? And a lot of the stuff that red meat doesn't have as much of, eggs do have. Eggs complement the micronutrients in red meat. You have more complete protein, more saturated fat, and you also have some important things that red meat may not have as much of, which is, first of all, cholesterol. So red meat has maybe like 70 to 80 milligrams of cholesterol for like a quarter pound, whereas 1 egg has 200 milligrams of cholesterol. 200, which is insane. Okay, so it's going to be much harder to get your cholesterol in if you're not eating 10 eggs every single day, which is going to give you around 2,000 milligrams of cholesterol. 2,000 milligrams of cholesterol. My math was right. But what that's going to do, first of all, is boost your testosterone, because testosterone is made from cholesterol. If you didn't know that, basically, it's the building block for testosterone. Like your body makes testosterone from cholesterol. So if you want higher testosterone to just feel better every single day, then you need to be eating 10 eggs. I notice a huge difference in how I feel when I eat 10 eggs versus when I eat 6 or even just 8. And you can split these up too. You can eat 2 eggs in the morning with your breakfast, 8 eggs later, and I find, eating a good chunk of my eggs in the later part of the day helps a lot, because your body will process the cholesterol when you sleep. Your body makes testosterone when you sleep, and so it's going to use that cholesterol when you go to sleep. So it's better to have a large chunk of your eggs late at night. So I have 2 eggs in the morning and 8 eggs for dinner, and then my body can process that cholesterol when I go to sleep. So get your double digits of eggs in every day. It's pretty straightforward. You can get, I think getting pasture-raised eggs is also important. The other thing that eggs have that red meat may not have as much of is omega-3s. So I would say prioritize the pasture-raised eggs. They're going to have way more omega-3s. If you eat 10 pasture-raised eggs, you're going to get so many omega-3s. And grain-fed beef might not really have any of those. So if you're eating grain-fed beef, I would get pasture-raised eggs. All right, there. I think it's a cheaper difference between regular eggs and pasture-raised eggs than between grain-fed and grass-fed beef. So make sure to get pasture-raised eggs, 10 of them every single day. The third requirement is half a bottle of honey. Now, everyone will tell you, every health and fitness expert will tell you that carbs are the enemy, or at least the people who are, carnivore, or, even some of the animal-based people will tell you that carbs are unnecessary, that they're causing fat gain, insulin spikes. Insulin spikes are the worst, according to them, and you can eat, under 100 grams of carbs every day and feel great. For a lot of people, that's impossible. You can't eat under 100 grams of carbs every day and feel good. You need to be eating over 200 at least. All right, so 200 grams of carbs should be your target, because I've noticed when I eat under that number of carbs, I feel so much worse. My sleep is worse. It's night and day. All right, so half a bottle of honey. That should be around 10 tablespoons. You're getting like the medium-sized bottle of honey with around like 20 servings, 20 tablespoons of honey. And if you eat half of that, which is 10 tablespoons, and you get 17 grams of carbs for each tablespoon, you're going to get 170 grams of carbs. All right, 170 G's of carbs. All right, so you're already basically at your 200 gram mark. I would say even go beyond that, right? Go to 250, 300, 350 if you need it. On the heavy lift days, the sky's the limit for your carbs, right? So eat as many carbs as you want, as you need, because the more you eat, the better you'll feel and the better your sleep will be. Insulin spikes are not the enemy, all right? Insulin spikes from grains and, ultra-processed food, those are horrendous, all right? Those are going to cause so much damage. But when you eat clean carbs like fruit and honey, insulin spikes are actually good because they lower your cortisol, they are not going to store fat, they're going to actually help build muscle because insulin is an anabolic hormone and it's going to boost your muscle growth. So focus on half a bottle of honey. I've noticed when I eat half a bottle of honey, I just feel so much better because I've eaten a guaranteed 170 grams of carbs. So follow these 3 requirements, all right? So this isn't everything you're eating in a day. Obviously, once you've fulfilled these 3 requirements, you can and should eat more, all right? So 1 meal can be a pound of ground beef, 1 meal can be 10 eggs. Add in another meal, all right? If you can add in a steak, or even better, more ground beef, like a pound and a half, like if you add in another half a pound of ground beef, fantastic. But for another meal, make sure it's either based around meat or eggs. I would say meat, some sort of, maybe even chicken or pork if you want more variety. But just add in something else besides these 3. These 3 are just your guideline, your base. Okay, so add in another meal that'll give you more protein besides the pound of meat and the 10 eggs. And then add in carbs too, so add in fruit when it comes to, fruit and honey. You want a lot of variety when it comes to fruit because it's just going to make your diet more enjoyable. Eat more bananas, eat more blueberries, eat more oranges, cantaloupe, melon, whatever. Just go crazy with the fruit. And yeah, you'll be getting a ton of nutrients, a ton of calories, of energy, everything your body needs to build muscle, to feel amazing. All right, so you'll be superhuman inside and out when you eat these 3 foods. All right, lock in. Thanks for watching.